So after over 10 long years, Wargaming finally figured out that their matchmaking is absolute bullshit. It's imbalanced, it's unfair, and it's not fun at all. These are maybe the best news Wargaming has ever released, but I don't think the changes will be enough. Of course, these are just the first steps, the first small steps, and they are absolutely fine, and better late than never. Of course, we waited far too long for this, and Wargaming still screw you, okay? This is too late, it's too less in the end, but at least we are doing it. And I want to show you that they will change their first plans definitely again. I'm pretty sure about this. So even though it's an absolutely great change that they want to restrict the number of, for example, tank destroyers to maximum of 5 tank destroyers and 3 light tanks per game, which will be a big improvement, but it still will not be enough. But the outcome of those changes will be positive anyway. But just for a small example, why this template will still suck. It will still suck. And it will not be enough. It will be better than the current state, but it will not be enough. Here you can see the template of a battle I had yesterday. Then I was playing the Object 277, and you can already see we just have 4 main battle tanks. We don't even have any medium tank. And this can occur on tier 10 normally every game right now, and it just fucking sucks. You can see here, okay, we have an AMX 50B, Object 277, which is me, the T75, sorry, T57, and the Type 71. In the enemy team, we have Object 277, completely fine, and Type 57, completely fine, okay, equal tanks, no problem. But they have an IS-4 and an Object 705A. So, what the fuck? The AMX 50B and the Type 71 will have a really hard time to fight against those tanks, because they are heavily armored, and they are pretty much relying on kind of supporting the team. This wouldn't be a big problem if the rest of the team were a little bit more diverse, or we would have more medium tanks or anything, but this. We have 5 tank destroyers on each side. Okay, they are kind of equally, mostly some faraway sniper dudes which are just going to annoy you. The FV 4005, I absolutely hate this tank, because I don't think it's giving anything positive to the game. It just sucks to fight against it, to explode immediately. And we have 2 of those, we have 1, okay, but still. This will lead to an extremely passive gameplay. And on top of that, we have 4 light tanks. Who needs 4 light tanks? This is like, what the fuck? They could play like medium tanks, but you know the average light tank player, they will just rush into each other and die immediately. So the one team which will have that one more passive scout who will survive will have a big advantage, because there are then 5 tank destroyers who will support him. And the other team is mostly blind and just can camp. So this is not fun at all. And cherry on top, we have 2 artilleries which are already annoying as fuck if it's just 1. But 2, of course. So this will be an extremely shitty match. I can already tell. And of course I played it, but I will show you, I will prove you that these things will definitely not lead to any nice gameplay, to any fun, to anything which is enough to change the matches. Of course, if it's just 3 light tanks, then it will be a little bit better, but not enough at all. Okay, let's start it. Let's check out what's going on. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit here. So I'm going to the east flank. I want to rush into the enemy actually with the 277, because I don't think the enemy will actually come, because normally they are just camping, the light tanks will die immediately, and then the camping begins for the TDs, for the artillery. So who cares, maybe if I go straight into the enemy, at least I will do some support damage, because normally I have right now 3 tank destroyers in the back, 4 tank destroyers in the back. I thought, okay, maybe Minotauro is coming with me if I show him a little bit active gameplay, but you will see he's not going to do this. Anyway. Already the first light tank is dead. They are fighting against each other here. Not the worst thing actually, but as you can see, they are like driving around each other, and we have this Manticore who's like busy with the EBR, and this is all what happens in the first 1 minute of the game, while our team then decides to camp, because they have actually no other choice, because the tank destroyer, if they play aggressively, they are getting spotted by all those light tanks in the middle, and then it's game over. So here, I don't know who opened this FV, but at least I can make a shot here. And then the whole circle of our light tanks already is dead. So 2 of 4 light tanks are already dead, and we can't use them anymore. Now we have a big fat red bubble in the middle of the game, so we are already forced to play extremely passively. Well, I thought maybe I can do a shot on the AMX here. The Manticore killed the EBR. I don't know how he did that. And here comes completely YOLO the 277. Which would be a great thing if our tank destroyer would actually play like at least like average tank destroyers and try to support your team, but why are they playing in the swamp? I don't know what. So it's just me against the 277. At least the EBR is trying to help here. And have you seen this? First nice shot from the artillery. Not penetrating me, luckily, but this is just the start. Because when the artillery found its target, it's gonna annoy the shit out of him. So now the tank destroyers are realizing they can help me. Our own artillery. I hate this stun shit. It's not worth anything. It's not bringing anything positive. Even the artillery is trying to help me, but it's annoying me as well, like the enemy tank. Why is it existing? 277 penetrates. And look at this. I get 500 damage from the T92. With what right is he doing that high amount of damage? He's sitting in the back, shitting himself. I don't know, because he doesn't want to play an active tank. And with 0 skill, he's doing like 500 damage, which is almost a quarter of my hit points. Those little things are just adding up. It's just not that one thing which is annoying or a problem. It's all those things which come together. So the artillery is trying to help here, and at least I was able to fight against that one 277 with the Minotauro is chilling in the back. But now the game basically for me is over. Which is not the main problem, okay? I made an aggressive move and I was aware of that, even that my teammates will not help me. But because of a template now, wouldn't it be great to be able now to move forward here, to play a little bit active, to use that advantage that we won that forest battle here? No, impossible. Tank destroyers will chill there and destroy every fun part of that game. So I have no option here. I just have to go back and try to defend, because we have to force the tank destroyers to get out of a forest to show themselves, to somehow do damage on them. Our Manticore is playing passively. He's spotting on that bush there. I don't know, I can't really judge it. Maybe it's good to play that passively, because the enemy light tanks are still there, and they are too. And the best thing a Manticore is able to do is maybe spot passively. Opening here the AMX. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. And now the whole team is retreating. We won that flank, but we can't use it. We are HP-wise already behind, so no point also to try to play the hero here and win that flank in a magical way against all odds. So I'm deciding now I have to camp with the rest of my team. I won't stay in the first line, definitely, because I'm one shot. Manticore is going down. Lucky shot on the IS-4, nice. Have you seen this? The FV killed the Minotauro. That guy who was playing extremely passively, trying to play hull down, to use his tank as best as possible, even being useless, too defensive, and it was worth nothing, because that FV is just a shit tank in my opinion. And that now is basically World of Tanks in the mid game. You are forced to chill, to wait till the enemy comes at you, and they won't come because they are tank destroyers and they are waiting on the other side as well. It destroys the gameplay completely. Such an annoyance. What the fuck? Well, the other problem is that the matchmaker is like throwing tanks together and players together which are not on an equal skill level. Which is not the main problem. If it would like be mostly equal, you don't have to have like a completely 100% equal scored player base, but they have their own WTR rating system, WT rating system, and they don't use it for the matchmaker. It doesn't matter somehow. I don't know why. And sometimes when you have like completely useless teammates which can't be compensated, on top of that bad matchmaking, on top of the stupid artillery mechanisms and stuff like this, and it all adds up to a like very, very annoying gameplay. Now our FV died because he drowned. I don't know how he was able to do it, or if he just was like thinking, oh, this is so boring, I'm gonna play something else, I'm gonna play something more fun, let's play another game in the Arty where I can sit around the back and at least click it sometimes. So now that the east flank is fallen completely, I have to retreat a little bit more, so I can stand as long as possible here in the back and support the teammates which are having more HP than me, to at least do some support shots. as soon as the enemy is getting spotted. So now, finally, we are trying to attack the rest of us, but only one sad, lonely T-57 is coming. And the FV is finally getting so bored that he's trying to do something as well. Should have loaded HE a little bit earlier. But now this time... lucky shot. And it's game over. So even if the outcome of this battle is statistically nothing too crazy, it's 8 to 15, kind of normal in World of Tanks. Of course, the snowballing is starting really quickly. As soon as you are trying to outplay the enemy team, you have to do an aggressive move or something like this, and maybe it works or maybe not. But if too many of your tanks die, if you have like 3 tanks behind, or 3 tanks less than the enemy team, the snowballing starts. So 8 to 15 it's not a crazy outcome. It's like normal, I would say. And even HP wise, they have lost quite some HP. They have like 1/3 left, I would say, or maybe 1/4, a quarter or something. And statistically now, Wargaming would say, yeah, well, this is a normal game, nothing too crazy. And it even lasted for over 10 minutes. Wow, so everything's fine. But no, nothing was fine. It was a shit match from the start. It was no fun. No fun was allowed in this game. Because you can see what happened. We were forced to camp. Both sides kind of were forced to camp. There was no active gameplay even possible. And even though I did 4k damage, which would be kind of a good match in the end, it wasn't fun. It's not worth it. The damage I did was not nice to have. It's still a shit match. I don't like it. So that's the main problem, and that's mostly still the template which will be possible in the new matchmaking. And if they don't change this, it will stay pretty frustrating. It will still be better than before, I guess, and it's a very important step. I'm very happy we are finally addressing this issue after the community was talking about it for years and years and years, and it's far too late that they are doing this, but they are doing this at least. But I'm just still saying it will not be enough. They have to do even more. They have to do it faster, or the player base will shrink even more. So thanks for hearing me out on this. I'm really excited what you guys are thinking about it. I'm very excited for next week. I think it will start on Monday, the new matchmaking, and I hope it will turn out to be much better. And those bloody Arty and tank destroyers are getting shrinked in their numbers. I don't care if they have to wait like 10 minutes in the queue to get a match. If at least they are focusing now more on medium and heavy tanks, which are mostly the only reason this game would exist, because that's what they are always talking about when they are talking about here. You can flank the enemy, and that's the World of Tanks gameplay. It's like a little bit like chess, that you have to use the environment and play the actual game, and not sit in the back and just camp and snipe and be happy if you hit one shot. Most people, I don't care how long they have to wait in the queue. It's about the people who want to actually play the game, to think strategically and play with their teammates to do useful moves on the map. So I hope we are slowly going into this direction of gameplay, and those stupid teams are now the past. Let's hope for it. Thank you guys, and cheers.